Alright guys, today we're going to be building the ultimate souvenir loadout in CS2 as of the middle of September 2024. Now my knife and glove combo I'm going to use for this is my old combo actually that I considered going back to recently. Because obviously we don't get souvenir knife and gloves. So for me, I'm going for sports gloves Arid. Field test, they'll run you about $530. And then for the butterfly knife, it's actually a well-worn lure, which will come under $1,000, about $950. Prices from the 15th of September. Overall, I love this combo when I had it. It's actually probably, potentially, my favorite, maybe second favorite to my current slot. I'm not sure, but I think it's a pretty sick combo. It's just under $1,500, and then you're going to go pick up some insane souvenir skins. And a little bit of housekeeping for the agent. CT, we're going to have Lieutenant Commander Ricksaw because he's sleeveless and won't clash. That's pretty much the only reason. And he's going to run you about $20 to do so. On the T side, I do want some accents to come in, and it's actually going to be one of my favourite agents in the game. It is Sir Bloody Darrell Royale. Obviously, the gold mask looks sick. You got the gold accents for the weapons that you're using. Also, I finally got my Glock back. I think I've lost £4 overall in the process of selling it and buying it. But my 1 of 2 Godsent Glock has returned. And just before I go any further, I want to let you guys know we do have a giveaway running this week. It's for this Battlescar Neon Rider. It's right on the absolute max where it can be, which is kind of cool. Like, subscribe, and leave a comment down below to enter this. We'll pick the winner in a week or so. I will also announce it in Discord, so make sure you're in there and don't miss it. And let's get these souvenirs out. Okay, so my plan was to gen code them with souvenir stickers on it, but it is just not working. So you're going to see all of these souvenir skins without the gold stickers, but obviously keep in mind you can get them with the gold stickers or you can scrape them, right? So USP is going to be the Ancient Visions. We don't get to appreciate this enough, and I actually think it's a pretty cool skin. It will run you $9 in minimal wear for the souvenir version. All the prices are for the souvenir versions. P2000, I want to go cheap and cheerful. Panther Camo will cost you 4 cents in minimal wear for the souvenir version, and it looks sick when you get the gold stickers on it. Now, one that I really like is the pink DD Pat. I specifically like it when it does have the golds on it because I think it looks so good. It's also pattern based, so you can get the pink elements in a different location. I think my one is right on the tip of the barrel, which I think is kind of cool. This runs you about $8 in minimal wear. In hindsight, the Ramirez Reach probably could have been in here, but I think at this point I shifted from complete ultimate to being trying to be somewhat reasonable. With that, my P250 is going to be the digital archetype. Now, I'm surprised this is $11.50 in minimal wear. In my mind, I think from seeing the non-souvenir prices, I always thought it would just be crazy. So, if you needed this sort of like blue, purple, different style P250, this is actually kind of cool. Now, I don't necessarily think you should spend $50 on Joe Beretta souvenirs, but when I was looking at the options, I was like, shit, to get a good option, it is kind of going to have to be these. So, yeah, it's going to be twin turbos, guys. We do get a pretty cool 5.7 though. It will cost you $64, but overall, I think the Full Hazard is one of the best 5.7 skins in the game. Personally, still prefer my Hyper Base. Obviously, that's not souvenir, so Full Hazard it is. And overall, $64, you know, it's solid for a good skin. Then we have one of my favorites in the Mummy's Raw. Obviously, this pairs so well with the Aura gloves. It's what I used to use. $1.60 for minimum wear. Cool green on the back. I just love this skin, and the price is great. Then for the Deagle, I don't think it could be any other option than the Fennec Fox. It is going to run you $250 in minimal wear, but this skin is absolutely beautiful. I've obviously sold mine since I had it for a couple of months, but this is just such a good Deagle skin. Now, we're going to ball out a little bit with the Gale. We're going to go for the Cerberus, and it'll run you about $100. But I've got to say, this is being cash, and it's been out of the map pool for a while. You can get some really cool gold souvenir stickers on these with you looking across different marketplaces. So I think this can be a really, really nice pickup. And then when I was looking at the AK, it just had to be a Panthera Onca, partly because I used to run this exact combo with a well-worn one with this golds on it that I pulled from Copenhagen. It looks sick. Overall, I love this AK skin. I love the wooden engravements on it, and the fact is it's $190, it's minimal wear, it's souvenir, it ticks the box for us. It's sweet. Now, one that I've always wanted but never brought myself to buy because it's an SG and I don't use it enough is the Hazard Pay. Minimum wear, $100. I love that it's got the traffic cone on top of the scope. That's just really neat. And then the yellow is just overall sweet. It's a really nice shade of yellow that just stands out. Now, it wasn't until recently that I actually inspected this skin in-game properly for the first time. It's the Tropical Storm. It's $6.50 in minimal wear. I don't think it's necessarily worth the $6.50, but it's definitely not overpriced to get you something different. And I think with the right gold stickers, this could look pretty cool as well. Now, this is where the budget starts to get a little bit out of hand. I would say overall, we've been pretty reasonable so far. But for the op, I'm going to go for a Desert Hydra. I cannot bring myself to pick anything else. I've gone minimal wear for $1,900. I'm aware with the black scope it looks sick. I'm aware people want the factory new, but I was like, minimal wear at $1,900. That's going to be my sweet spot price-wise, and overall, this is just a perfect skin. I like that it's only on the op right now, but I do think this on a rifle could be sick. Then we do have one from the new collection. It is going to be the Water of Nephthys, which is $58 in minimal wear. Obviously, some little bits of wear start to come through, but overall, it's not too bad. And I think that blue just stands out really nicely on the Source 2 engine. And now we're going to run it back to my old M4A1S, which actually pairs quite well with the R's. I gotta say, man, I've cooked with the R's. I'm calling it. In Battle Scarred, Welcome to the Jungle, it's just under the $600 mark. It's a fantastic skin. I flip-flop between this and the Icarus Fell as my number one M4A1S, my favorite. I've obviously had both. I'm back on the Icarus Fell now, but overall, for Souvenir, it has to be the Welcome to the Jungle. Now, this next skin brings me to a point I probably should have raised a little bit sooner, that the Souvenir pricing, not for all souvenirs, but for some on third-party markets, is a little bit messy. So I've not gone for the cheapest, because sometimes it was one site that was significantly cheaper than the rest. But I've tried to go for the middle ground. So you might find some more expensive, you might find some much cheaper. Like this, I have Horus. I've had the prices at $1,250. There were like 2 sites that were significantly cheaper, but I never really heard much of them. Can't trust them too much. And then all the sites were much higher. So it's kind of hard to price, I would say, for me looking at third parties. $1,250, I think $1,250 to be very clear, I think is pretty fair, and it's going to be that Horus. I wish they changed the colors a little bit on this, but overall it's still a cool skin. Now for the AUG, it could be no other than the Carved Jade. Now I've gone for 0.01 float here. I actually should have generated something a bit higher to get cleaner, but $7, you'll pay closer to 10 if you want to get like a 00 float that gets rid of those scuffs. But overall, I think this is pretty cool. Then another one that was actually a part of my loadout with these ARDs is the Mac 10 Gold Brick. And you can see why. It just looks insane. There's just something about mowing down the enemy with a Mac, like an absolute golden Mac 10. It just hits that vibe so nicely, and it's going to run you about $25. Now, the MP9, I wasn't too fond of the options, I'll be honest. There are some budget ones that can look cool with the gold stickers, but we're ultimate, we're close to ultimate. We're going to go hot rod. It's $120. It's not too dissimilar to its normal pricing anyway, so it's pretty sweet. Then, one that I slept on for ages until now is the Ancient Lore. It's about $1.45 in minimal wear. I think with the gold stickers, this looks really good. And honestly, this is just a skin that I ignored that was in the game for ages, and I finally got some appreciation for it. Now, MP7, I'm going to go for a fade. Now, keep in mind that the prices can vary based on the float, based on the fade percentage, but overall, you're looking around that $28 mark for it in factory new, and it can look incredibly cool, especially with the lighting in CS2. So, it's a lot to spend for an MP7, but it's going to look insane like that. One of my personal favorites is the Oxide Oasis. This will run you about $12 for minimal wear on the Souvenir, but I think this skin is so cool. I don't know what it is about it. I just fuck with it a lot. I want to see this artwork on a different skin, but or a different weapon, but I don't think we will. Much like the Panther Camo, I think the carbon fiber for the PP visor will look incredibly good with the gold stickers on it. Obviously, I can't showcase it. As I said, there's issues with the server right now, but this with gold stickers, you can imagine with the gold accents of the watch and stuff, it will look really good, and it's only $50. And then we are going to have another fade skin. I wouldn't normally recommend this for $55, but I think in this case, for the UMP souvenirs I was looking at, I think this is definitely the best choice that you have there, and it'll run you about $55. And then finally, we end off on the Nova as usual. Now, this is minimal wear, and it is Sobek's Bite. This is also from the Anubis collection, the most recent souvenir package that we have in the game. And I think it looks pretty good. Now, obviously, with the Anubis stuff, we'd hope with the Shanghai Manger around the corner, they will start to come down in price, as they should, because the drop, well, some of them will be dropping anyway. I have Horus probably still going to be super rare, but that is going to be the ultimate-ish souvenir loadout. Now, cost-wise, the total loadout is just under $6,400. Pretty much $1,500 of that is knife and glove combo, so obviously you could take that budget, get a different combo, you could spend less, like, it's up to you really, but I wanted to provide a combo. And then you've got some insane skins through here, so ultimately, if you want to go souvenir only, you can build something insane. Obviously, it limits your options a little bit, but then you also get the benefit of there are more collector's items, because you can go for a certain match, a certain team, a certain event that means something to you, whether you're a fan of that team and you loved watching that series in the arena yourself, or whatever it may be, you could get something cool like that. And with that, I'm going to end it there. Just a reminder, we have the giveaway for the Neon Rider. Make sure you enter that and make sure you're in the Discord so you don't miss if you win. And outside of that, a big thank you to the YouTube members. They continue to support my channel. It is greatly appreciated. It really means a lot to me from every one of you. If you want to find out more about it, hit that join button down below. It won't take instant payment. It'll just pop up with the tiers and the information and all that goodness. And I'm going to catch you guys in the next one. Thank you very much for watching. Have a good day, evening, whatever time it is for you. And goodbye.